Greg Gutfeld, last word.
Well, this was bound to happen. There's so many great things happening so fast at blinding speed. It's overwhelming to the media. It's overwhelming to a lot of people that you almost needed just a misstep to keep the media from committing suicide. Because now they can act like what they really are. Hand-wringing journalists. God forbid that they would report on the good things that are going on. They suddenly discover their vocation. You know, when a story, as always, is delivered to them in their laps and it's not about Democrats, suddenly they get up from their desks, they stop doom scrolling and report the news. I think there's a key point that has been overlooked. Wasn't it preloaded on their phone? Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So what does that tell you? There's no secure government alternative to Signal. There isn't a way for a dozen people to talk on their own timeline, i.e. group chat, as we kids like to call it. Mm-hmm. That's secure. I mean, why is it on the phone? Trump said, yeah, in the perfect world, you'd have it in this separate room, but that doesn't exist if you have 12 people all over the place. But here's the bigger context. When you have the highest possible goal, your aim, and you choose to act on that aim, you incur a risk for error. That's how winners live their lives. But you can avoid that risk for error by doing nothing. Like what Biden did with the border. No act, no foul. Like it has been the bone of contention under Trump. They don't go after his aims because they fall in line with America's aims, so they go after the process. He's going too fast. It's too sloppy. That's because Trump does more stuff in a day than Biden did in his career. So for mistakes to happen, you have to act on an aim and you have to have a will to act on it, which was missing the last 4 years. Thousands of errors Biden didn't make because the White House was one giant, deliberate act of negligence. You know, they didn't seal the border. They didn't reduce crime. They didn't get men out of women's sports. They didn't fight inflation. No act, no foul, right? Perhaps we were lucky that they ignored the problems. It could have been worse. But Biden made no mistake capturing the Abbey-Gate bomber because he didn't try. Mm-hmm. You know, he didn't make any mistakes trying to capture America's 10 most wanted criminals because they didn't try. He didn't make any mistakes when it came to deporting gangs because he didn't try. So for the next 4 years, you will hear of mistakes being made left and right, big ones, little ones, because the aims of the White House are so good, all you have left as an angry media is to go after the process. But Americans know the choice. Do you want a leader with noble aims who will take a risk in the name of America first? There might be some mistakes made. Or do you want a leader who did nothing but oversee the decline of a country, a charade that was collaborated on by the very outraged media that you're seeing now? What they did under Biden makes this Signal thing look like a pimple on an ant's ass.
I would say they actually did do one thing. They caused inflation.
Yes.
By passing the so-called Inflation Reduction Act and adding the Green New Deal to it.
Good point,
Which
Dana.
we are still paying for.
Yeah.